This is Sam O'Reilly for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm at your call today for Steve Goodwin's show. Delighted to be joined by victorious and now 5-0 Sam Cox.
Feels good.
How are you, sir? You good?
Yeah, it feels good. It feels nice. 5-0. It's somewhere I thought a little while ago that I'd never be. So I want to. I've over-analysed myself. I think I just spoke to you off camera there, and a lot of people said how great I looked, and in my head I feel like I could have done better, but I think I over-analysed it. If I take a step back and look at the last year I've had, I think I need to appreciate 5-0, just done my first 6-rounder, and I'm really pushing on in this sport now.
Yeah, I was going to say the fight itself, first 6-rounder.
Yeah.
How did you feel pace-wise? Because you won every round on the referee's scorecard.
Yeah.
But from where a lot of people were, you seem to get stronger as the fight went on. Do
you know what? In the gym, I've always been that fighter, so it takes me 3-4 rounds to warm up. And I can spar 10, 12. If my trainer Sam Zena let me, I spar 15 rounds a night. He has to rein it in. He's like, Sam, it's only 6 rounds. You're only boxing 6 rounds. You ain't doing no more than 8 tonight, or we might do 1 or 2 10s. But in there, for the first 6-rounder, when I was 2 rounds in, I thought, fuck me, I've got another 4 here, and I did feel the pace a little bit, and I thought I wouldn't because I'm always super fit. I'm constantly training. I train like a Trojan just because I always think hard work beats anything else. You can have all the talent in the world, but it doesn't mean shit if you haven't put it in. So it surprised me, but it stood me in good stead that I've had 6, I'd say, really fast-paced rounds and great valuable learning rounds, and I think it's going to push me in good stead for later on in my career.
Yeah, definitely. And against Maguire, who he's always in your face. He's relentless, the boy.
When I watch little clips of him, I only really watch one fight, and I try and not watch my opponents too much. It kind of makes me a little bit nervous, to be fair. I don't like to, but obviously I watch 1 or 2. I let Sam do all the analysing, and when we watched his stuff, it was like he was kind of moving back a lot in his last couple of fights. So I had Sam on the pads running away from me for must have been about 6 weeks of him running. His calves must be like that, and it was just pissing me. I wanted to punch him in the head, like, because where he's just moving away. And to be honest, what stood me in good stead is Ramez Mahmood and Ryan Walker. They're boxing tonight. I had a lot of sparring with them, plus Harvey on because he's a southpaw. But Harvey was more of the style that we were looking for, which Maguire we thought was going to be that runner southpaw. Yeah. Because obviously Harvey's a lot sharper, a lot technically better. So we had a lot of sparring there. But the rounds that I shared with Mahmood and Ramez and Ryan were heavy in the pocket. They're a lot heavier, so you can't just push them off, or you can't just load up. Yeah. And I done really well. You have to train on Mickey Mamu, and he was like, bloody hell, Sam, your inside works come on, like you're really fighting well in the pockets. The little short shots were working, and we didn't think it was going to be that fight. But I'm glad I had them rounds because it was that fight. Yeah. In the 4th, 5th, 6th, it was in your face. It was in the pocket stuff. I like to get caught a little bit less, I would say. I think sometimes when I overreach or get overexcited, I'm hanging the chin out. But I went back and me and Sam spoke in the change room, and it's not something I do in the gym or sparring, but it's something that comes out in the last couple of fights where it's like when I'm looking for them big shots, I'm opening my body up a little bit. Yeah. And where it doesn't happen in the gym, it's not something that Sam picks up on. It's normally we've been working on our movements, like you said, but off camera, working in angles, coming around the sides, and that showed in there. But the hanging the chin out doesn't happen in the gym. It's something that's happened in the last couple of fights, so something we're going to have to obviously have a look at. Yeah,
well, it's a good, at least you have something to learn from.
Yeah,
something to look at, and it's not a blowout at 60-54 where you can go, oh, I did everything perfect. It's good that you're going to learn from it. So
I'm a massive critic of myself, and I always will be. I strive for perfection, but there is no perfection, and I'll just keep going until I hit that level that I think I'm happy with, and then I'll push on from there.
Yeah. So. You briefly touched on the year.
Yeah.
The 12 months you've had.
Yeah.
It's for the people that are in the arena here today. It's clearly evident the situation that you went through and your mother and stuff. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about it.
Yeah. Listen, look, I don't mind at all talking about my mother. I want to celebrate her life, and I want to bring happiness buzz around her name and what we do here as a family, because it is my friends and family that come out. We're all one, and we're all here for one goal, and it's not something that I want sympathy for, or I want people to say, oh, like, great storyline or something. I just used that and my mum, and if you listen to the song I come out to, it was Lean On Me, and that wasn't actually for my mum, that was for my sister Candice. She's been like the biggest rock ever. When my mum passed, before she passed, my sister was everything. No nurses, no doctors. My sister was that, everything. She should be a nurse. She should be a doctor. She's unbelievable. She done things that no person should have done. And even now to this day, she's been my mother. So I've got a great dad. I love my dad to pieces, but she's been my mother, my father, my sister, my best friend, everything for me. So when I come out to Lean On Me, that's from my sister. She gives me strength through my mother, because my mum drives me every day. I wake up sometimes 3-4 o'clock in the morning and I can't sleep, and she's in my head, and I think, do you know what, I can't sleep, let me go for a run. I'm gonna have to run today, let me go for a run. And she's there all the time. She's just like something on my shoulder, and I wouldn't be in this sport if I didn't have a little conversation with her before she went. I wasn't worried about boxing after she got ill. I stopped it, obviously, for her. And it kind of went by the wayside. I was 2-0, and I thought, do you know what, this is more important. And then as days were drawing to nearer the close, she sat me down and she said, look, I can see you really going places with this, like, you really do put your heart and soul into it, so I want you to do it, and I want you to show me what you can do. And then obviously she passed, and we got our first round knockout, and then I boxed at the O2, and I still believe that it was a godsend from her. I'm not religious, and that's just the term that I use, godsend, but it was something sent from her. And my nan was really, really ill at the time. She passed just after I boxed at the O2, but she actually, it was mad, because we was in the hospice with her, and she's got like this family that's really, really close. They're like really close family friends. They're more of a family, do you know what I mean? They've been there for years, and they're her best friends, and their grandchildren and children have been watching me on Instagram, and they don't really know me, and they were like telling my nan about how amazing I am and how hard I train and what I do, and they were telling her, oh, he's gonna make it, they don't know nothing about boxing, but it's just nice to hear, and my nan believed it, and she's calling me up, and I've got a voicemail from her, and it's just like, Samuel, I'm so proud of you, everyone's talking about you, I know you're gonna make it. And this was just before the O2, so now I had a little break in between the O2 and now, just because of Sam's had a hard year as well. I don't want to speak on behalf of Sam, but there was something that stood in the way of us fighting in June, and it was best to hold out until now. But we're firing on all cylinders. We want to be out in November, December, and then next year we want domestic titles. There's no point waiting around. I'm 25. If I can't win domestic titles at my level, at my weight, then there's no point in me being in this sport. So next year is make or break. Let's win them titles. And it's become a full-time pro. I'm still working. I've got some plans in place, hopefully, to become full-time in the next 6 months to a year. So then we can really start pushing for them 10, 12 round fights.
Definitely. Listen, you've said everything. I think you've shown tremendous strength of character. You know,
I mean, did you see my mum on the ball? I turned round and I had a little look, and I give her a little kiss, and I thought, I better stop looking. I'm going to go here.
Yeah, up on the big screen. It's a lovely touch up on the big screen, and you know, evidently you're using that as a positive, and the man behind you, and it's phenomenal to see, Sam, and your strength of character, I can only praise you. You know what I mean? It's unbelievable. So, listen, always fun watching you as a fighter. You're enjoyable to watch, but you know, some things go outside of boxing. And I think you showed yourself to be a real class act. So, Sam Cox, thank you very much for talking to Boxing Social. If you want to give any final words before you finish off.
I just want to say a big thank you to my sister, really, and I want her to watch this, and I want her to know how much I love her, and how much she's been there for me, and how much she's been a rock for me, and also my dad and my other brother and sisters and my family. We've just really, even my friends. Big shout out to Sam Bazina. I mean, my heart and soul. We've been best mates since little kids. We're doing this together. We've both been through a lot this year, and we've had our ups and downs. And I love him to pieces as a man. And we are going to go all the way, and we're going to do what we set out to do. And our main end goal, not to say that our career is going to finish on it, is for a British title. That's our world title, and then from there, the sky's our limit. So. Pleasure talking to you, Sam Cox. Thank you very much talking to Boxing Social. Cheers. Thank you.